Hi Gemini, welcome to your January 2021 reading. My name is Gemstone. I'll be doing your reading for you. I hope you're doing well. I started your reading just a second ago and there were things that I couldn't continue. So I didn't want to take away the card. That's why this is here. But I'm going to get into my spiel for a second. So the readings that I'm going to be doing, or the reading that I'm going to be doing for January, the readings that I'll be doing for January, the general guidance readings as well as the love readings will be in this format where we're looking at the energy that you're coming out of from the last 365 days and the energy that we're moving into, or you're moving into. Now, I understand that time is an illusion, but we're just going to use this as an opportunity to reflect back on the energy that has been experienced over the last 365 days and see what it is that you'll be moving into. So this is somewhat of a prediction of what your year is going to look like in one card. So this is the energy that you're coming out of. Now, what I do in order to connect with your energy is a tarot reading and a meditation, and the information that I get in that session, I place down in the description box below in the form of a horoscope. And this card came out during that reading, and this is why it's interesting that it's back out here. Now, if at any point what came out in that reading relates to what is being said in this reading, I will let you know, and here's that moment because it already is relating. This card came out and it feels like you're looking back to the past. I feel like a relationship that you cherished is not in working order at this time. It feels like it's with a loved one. It could be romantic, it could be family, it could be friendship. Regardless, the relationship is not happening at this time, and it has you reflecting. It has you in a form of nostalgia. And instead of experiencing this nostalgia, actually, because this is what wants to come out, anytime this comes out, it feels like you distract yourself with something. And what you have been doing is consistently distracting yourself so that this feeling doesn't surface. And what it has done is kept your mind occupied. But really what your soul is calling out for you to do through this feeling is for you to experience it and then get into a space where you're introspective and, experiencing some solitude to connect with your soul. I feel that there is this repelling of that experience. Your ego is in the driver's seat and it does not want to let go. And as a result, it feels, the energy that I felt and the cards that came out just denoted you getting into a relationship or some form of a connection based off of escaping. And it just didn't feel that great. But anyway, so this is the energy that you're coming out of. What we're going to do today is look at the energy you're coming out of with the tarot and 2 oracle decks, and then the energy that you're moving into with the same format. So this is the energy that you're coming out of, the 6 of Cups. Now let's look at the energy emotionally that you're coming out of with the Soul's Journey oracle deck. What energy is Gemini coming out of? Freedom is the energy that you're coming out of. Let's see. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So I feel like you have not been creating your own happiness. You haven't been exercising this power. And at the bottom of the deck, we have purpose, and they match. Interesting. Purpose says, I know what I'm here to do. I feel like that these 2 things have been, specifically to the freedom, I feel like they have not been exercised. They have not been exercised. You haven't been in a state of happiness. I don't feel like you've been in a state of happiness. You've been in a state of avoidance because of the fact that you're not feeling happy at this time. Interesting. Let's look at the energy that you're coming out of spiritually to see this picture a little clearer. What energy is Gemini coming out of spiritually? What energy is Gemini coming out of spiritually? What energy? Communication. Interesting. What I'm doing is getting the guidebook. I forgot to get it out. And the deck that I'm using is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. So communication. And what's so fascinating about these two cards is these are the energies that Gemini or Mercury energy, Gemini specifically, but also Mercury energy, represent communication and freedom. And I feel like you have not been yourself. Let's just be as real as possible. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, this center of truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. I feel like that has not been happening, Gemini. I feel this energy of you avoiding this. This feels like the heart right here, you avoiding it. Let's read the little exercise. So in the book, it has the blurb that's written down here, a little more information, and then it has a try this section. So this is what I'm going to read. So let's try this, Gemini. Take a moment to go inside and feel what your body's communicating to you. Is it happy? Is it sad? Is there any pain? There is great messaging in pain. Are you listening to what communication, are you listening to that communication? How do you communicate with the outer world? Are you kind and wise with your words when you speak with others? Are you sending positive messages to yourself? I feel like at this time, this is happening in December, but I feel like for the last 365 days, in a nutshell, it had you experiencing feelings of not being 100% honest about your feelings, your emotions, and as a result, you've just been working. You've been avoiding them in any way that you can because and you know what? You feel like this energy. I just feel like you haven't been receiving in the way that you'd like. And maybe in this relationship or this connection that you are reminiscing on or want to reminisce on, you received in that way, and now you're not receiving in that way. And the lack of communication could be just you communicating with yourself to express these feelings, but also to that person that you're no longer in communication with, or at least in the way that you want it to be. But it feels like you guys are not speaking, or you both aren't talking. And the freedom feels linked to that as well, as I was mentioning with the Mercury energy, but it just feels like you are second guessing yourself a lot more because what you want to do is talk about it and you don't have that clearance within yourself, or maybe externally. Maybe they don't want to speak to you. This card also came out. The Queen of Swords, she wants to speak. She wants to communicate her insights, her clarity. She wants to share, and I don't feel like you're feeling able, even though it's something that you desire, and maybe that's what you're ignoring. All right, let's look at the energy that you're moving into. What energy is Gemini moving into? What energy is Gemini moving into? What energy is Gemini moving into? The Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. This is the Jupiter card. Interesting. So we're moving from a space of nostalgia to a space of moving on. Does that mean that you're going to process your emotions? Maybe you have been doing that. Maybe you have been doing that. Let's see. Emotionally, what energy is Gemini moving into? Emotionally, what energy is Gemini moving into? Forgiveness. Capricorn also had this card come out. The card reads, I acknowledge that hoarding resentments block the flow of love. Interesting. And it could be that they did something wrong to you. You feel that way, and you're blocking them out. Although it feels like the opposite. Loneliness at the bottom of the deck. It feels the opposite, though. I feel like your resentment is as a result of the fact that it's a byproduct of them not wanting to speak to you versus you initially feeling that way. I feel like you were let go of. Loneliness reads, I know that I am never alone. Up here so far, I'm feeling the energy of letting go and moving on so that you can get back to experiencing the world again. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Cups. So that just, 6 and 7. The 7 of Cups. The energy of options, the energy of choices, the energy of abundance. It really goes with Jupiter. More. That's what I'm feeling. The card that came out for your spiritual experience or energy is universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. That's very nice. And it connects because the Hermit card came out in a space where it felt like it wasn't able to, it was trying to get your attention. That was your soul trying to get your attention to recluse and to have a moment of introspection and reflection that would take you down more of a spiritual path. And it was something that you were avoiding. So up here, it feels like it is something you're going down the route of experiencing that. We're moving from distraction to the experience of your feelings so that you're able to transmute that energy into something more worthwhile for you, something that feels more harmonious to you, which is quite great. I'm going to read the Try This for Universal Love. 44. That's 43. Universal Love. Try this. Close your eyes and breathe. Can you feel your connection to Source? Walk outside and try to feel that connection to the plants and trees around you. Everything on this planet is made of the same universal loving energy. Can you feel that universal love when you pet an animal, hug a tree, or play with a child? Try it today. Now I know for me, I'm looking outside, there's snow. So going outside barefoot or hugging a tree, might be kind of difficult because it's cold outside, but maybe if you were to put your palm on a tree, maybe if you were to put your palm on the ground and connect with the earth for a moment, that may be grounding for you. It feels like there is a spiritual cycle that is prompting you, but coming out of your ego would be the key to allowing that experience to happen. So really, truly understanding, really and truly understanding that you were never alone. And that you're always with yourself might provide some solace for you at this time. Maybe some courage to go within. Maybe it's a bit scary to do so. But I can feel that once you do, you will feel more connected. You will feel a lot better. You'll see the opportunities in the situations that you've been experiencing as of late. And maybe the solutions that you've been looking for, the clarity that you've been looking for, with the Queen of Swords coming out twice here and in my meditation. I'm going to leave it here, Gemini. The reason why I wanted to keep it short is just so that it could be remembered. So we have freedom, abundance. This can also denote exaggeration and recklessness. But the vibe that I'm feeling is just letting go. It feels like the tide is turning, new opportunities are coming, and a shedding of a skin. So we have forgiveness, abundance, and shedding, and then universal love is the energy that you're moving into, and the energy that you're coming out of is feeling not free, so feeling bound, feeling stuck emotionally, and feeling unable to communicate. Your love reading that will take place in the middle of January is going to again be in the similar format, looking at the energy that you're coming out of and moving into. Please let me know if you like these type of readings. If you like this video, please like it. If you like this type of content, please subscribe. And if you feel called to, please comment down below. I'll see you in your mid-January reading. Take care, Gemini.